is Mrs. Laxton, and I am going to continue reading the story. I'm going to read from page 147 to page 149 and explain some things as I go. So right now, I'm looking at page 147. The old man just told them that they would find death, capital D, under a tree up the crooked way towards that grove. So under an oak tree, they would find it. So now they're all excited and they are going to go and find death together. At once the three young rioters began to run and reached the tree, and there they found a pile of golden florins on the ground. Florins are coins. New coined 8 bushels of them, as they thought. No longer was it death those fellows sought, so they're not even thinking about the fact that they were looking for death. All they can think about now is the money they see on the ground. For they were all so thrilled to see the sight. These florins were so beautiful and bright. Down they sat beside the precious pile. The wickedest spoke first, after a while. Remember, there was one called the gambler, and then now this is the wickedest. Brothers, he said, you listen to what I say. I'm pretty sharp, although I joke away. It's clear that fortune has bestowed this treasure to let us live in jollity and pleasure. So he personifies fate and gives it the name fortune. And the question, do you think these young men will be blessed by fortune? They think they are, but we'll have to see what happens. And so fortune is personified. Third example of personification. We had, the first one was death, then we had mother, capital M, and now fortune. To let us live in jollity and pleasure. Light come, light go. We'll spend it as we ought. God's precious dignity. Who would have thought this morning was to be our lucky day? Oh, sorry, it's a little jumpy. If one could only get the gold away, back to my house, or else to yours perhaps. For as you know, the gold is ours, chaps. We'd all be at the top of our fortune, hey? But certainly it can't be done by day. People would call us robbers, a strong gang. Go to our own property would make us hang. Our own property would make us hang. So he says we can't really do anything about this during the day. People would see us moving this gold, carrying it to one of our homes, and that would just get us into trouble because they would think we're robbers. No, we must bring this treasure back by night, some prudent way, and keep it out of sight. And so, as a solution, I propose we draw for lots and see the way it goes. The one who draws the longest lucky man shall run to town as quickly as he can. So they're going to draw lots, and whoever draws the shortest straw is going to have to go back to town to fetch us bread and wine, but keep things dark, while 2 remain in hiding here to mark out our heap of treasure. If there's no delay, when night comes down, we'll carry it away, all 3 of us, wherever we have planned. So he says, let's all, 2 of us stay with the treasure and guard it. The one who draws the shortest straw will go back into town to get us food and bread, wine and bread, so that we can stay here all day until it's nighttime. He gathered lots and hid them in his hand, bidding them draw for where the luck should fall. It fell upon the youngest of them all, and off he ran at once towards the town. And as soon as he had gone, the first sat down and thus began a parley with the other, so a conversation. You know that you can trust me as a brother. Now let me tell you where your profit lies. You know our friend has gone to get supplies, and here's a lot of gold that is to be divided equally among us 3. Nevertheless, if I could shape things thus, so that we shared it out, the 2 of us, wouldn't you take it as a friendly act? So he's suggesting that instead of splitting it 3 ways, they just split it 2 ways between the 2 of them. Remember, though, in the very beginning when they said they were going to hunt for death, they were going to be like brothers and they had each other's backs. And now, as soon as money's involved, they want to betray their friend. But how, the other said, he knows the fact that all the gold was left with me and you. What can we tell him? What are we to do? It is a bargain, said the first, or no? For I can tell you in a word or so what's to be done to bring the thing about. Trust me, the other said. You needn't doubt my word. I won't betray you. I'll be true. So the other one says, all right, what do you got planned? Well, said his friend, You see that we are two, and two are twice as powerful as one. Now look, when he comes back, get up in fun to have a wrestle. Then as you attack, I'll up and put my dagger through his back, while you and he are struggling as in game. Then draw your dagger too and do the same. Then all this money will be ours to spend. So the plan is, when he comes back from town, the one will have a little wrestling match. While he's doing that, the other one's going to stab him in the back, and then the one wrestling will stab him again. So they're planning on killing their friend so that they can split it 2 ways instead of 3. Geez, it's cut off. I'm going to stop here, okay? So I'll pick it up in a little bit. But for now, we'll stop here, take some notes, and I'll be back for part 3. See you guys.